Well, okay, everybody, here we go. It is Wednesday, August 3rd, 2022. A bunch of stuff to cover with you. I almost don't know where to start. Actually, let's do this. Over the past several days, you and I have witnessed yet another profound move in the 10-year yield, but this time higher. Now, you know how this works. What happened yesterday? Well, we had a 10-year yield which gained substantially in a stock market which got hit. The 10-year yield is higher right now. What do we know is going on? ECB, unlimited bond buying, Federal Reserve following suit. Absolutely, there's no doubt about it. It's in your face. Central banks right now are manipulating yet again the debt market beyond the highest possible order. Now, this sell-off that we are seeing here in the bond market should raise your eyebrows a little bit. If this continues, if we see this and without any intervention from central banks, which they're going to in my view, that's it. The stock market is going to, well, crater beyond anyone's wildest expectations or imagination. Okay. So you and I, need to keep our eye on that 10-year yield. 2.78 this morning. We were like at 2.54 just 2 days ago. That's a profound move in just a couple of days. And again, I don't know if it's going to get the attention it deserves with regard to the mainstream propaganda ministry, because all they want you to do is look at the stock market. Focus on the stock market. No, look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average. That's it. They want you looking at 30 companies. The fact of the matter is, the debt market is a time bomb. It's a freaking time bomb. It's going to go off. Is it about to go off here? My take is no. We witnessed unprecedented action by central banks, unlimited bond buying, Federal Reserve following suit, making sure the 10-year yield and the whole yield curve remains suppressed, okay? This debt suppression cycle is out of control. Been going on since, well, the last meltdown, and they're not done here. In my view, you're going to see much stronger action in the debt market by central banks to keep yields suppressed here. And that's going to foster that environment of risk. Cash moves into the stock market. But again, look, I'm just speculating here. We need to keep our eyes on this. Keep your eyes on the MMRI as well, Mannarino Market Risk Indicator. Link in the description of this video. All right, so with that said, let's look back here on the market. So with the 10-year yield right now higher substantially, 2.78, we got stock futures higher. We have crude oil catching a bid because you know why? OPEC. Oh yeah, they did increase production, but how about this? The smallest increase in history. In history. Why? Well, you got to make sure the price of crude oil stays propped up. And it's laughable. And I think there's an opportunity here to buy energy, buy the energy sector. Ticker XLE would be a good one here. Crude oil, USO, UCO. Most of you know how to take advantage of this. Let's see how that plays out. Dollar right now, flat. We got gold and silver, I would say flat to slightly under pressure. And you got Bitcoin around 23,500. Okay, whatever. Now, I want to cover some economic news here. So I already told you about OPEC. It's a joke. The smallest increase in production in history. Now, let's cover this here. You and I have heard, or we've been hearing for quite a while, that these corporations are laying people off. Well, this is now accelerating, and it's starting to hit the manufacturing sector. Well, why? We don't make things anymore here in the United States. That's the truth. We've become some kind of a freak show, laughing stock nation here. So here's the story here. Manufacturing sector is expected to shed thousands of jobs. Thousands of jobs. Okay. I think that's obvious. What else would you expect here in this environment? Now, We all understand the story going on here with U.S. small businesses here. They can't survive. 51% of U.S. small businesses say they're more than likely going to have to close forever. I forgot the exact number. 35% couldn't pay their rent in June. Now, it gets better than that, unfortunately. U.S. small businesses struggle to survive amid rising inflation. Meanwhile, let's talk about, like, the big pharmaceutical companies with windfall profits. You got big oil, windfall profits, writing off losses. Here, Moderna, just for an example here, just reported beat expectations here, and they're now writing off $500 million in expiring COVID vaccines. Why should they be allowed to do that? It's just crazy. They went nuts here trying to produce this stuff here. They knew this was going to happen here. It's such a twisted system. Again, it's the corporate agenda, people. They're trying to wipe out small businesses and along with the entire middle class. You all know that here. Meanwhile, you got corporations here getting backdoor bailouts here by the government to the tune of hundreds of billions of dollars. And where is the outcry? I'm still waiting to hear it. As U.S. small businesses, they're going to be shuttering. And look, I don't think this is anything that should surprise you here. It's the corporate agenda, the merger of this new government thing and these corporations here, and they're determined to squeeze people to death, to not allow them to be their own bosses here. And I don't know, I want to hear from you. What do you think about all this stuff? Is it a surprise to you? I don't think so. It's pathetic here. Manufacturing sector expected to shed many thousands of jobs. Okay, imagine my shock here. U.S. small businesses struggle to survive. Meanwhile, corporations are getting hundreds of billions of dollars. Why is it? Honestly, please explain to Greg Mannarino why people are not out in the streets here with pitchforks. I don't understand it. I really don't. Anyway, so that's the story this morning. All right. But I want you to keep your eye on that 10-year yield. People, here's the deal. If you and I witness a big sell-off here in the debt market, and you see that uncontrolled spike, which we already saw. You and I witnessed this with our own eyes. We had a spike from about where we are with regard to the 10-year yield to over 3.5%, and it hit the stock market big time. So there's the potential again here. But central banks are now, buying it all. So are they going to do it again? Yeah, what does that mean? You can expect inflation to surge even higher. What are we hearing lately? This Federal Reserve freak being paraded out, another freak over here telling you how much they care about, they really want to do something about inflation here. When they say something like that to you, you realize you're being lied to, and the absolute polar opposite is going to happen. I don't know what they're trying to do to people. Actually, we do. They're trying to destroy you. They're trying to lead people into the slaughter. And I'll tell you who's complicit here. It's the propaganda ministry pushing the bullshit lies, repeatedly trying to convince people that everything is just going to be okay. While we are now in the middle of a takeover of everything right now via the corporate agenda. And it ain't pretty. It ain't looking good for anybody. And I think you all know that. So what do you want to do about this, people, yet again? We're never going to deviate. You're going to bet against the debt, become your own central bank. I don't care what they want to do to the price of precious metals in the short run. In my view, you need to have these things in your portfolio. If you are investing in the stock market, you have to have a hedge. You have to, for example, with me, most of you realize, and I've been telling you this since this rise in the market weeks and weeks ago, I've been buying ticker JEPI. Why JEPI? It invests in several large cap corporations. They sell puts on the assets they own, which is the thing I used to do all the time, and it pays a tremendous dividend, and there's your hedge. The dividend is your hedge. You always got to stay hedged or find a way to keep your positions hedged here. With regard to cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin, you know my play here. I told you I want to see Bitcoin stay above 21,000 for several weeks before I get back into the crypto space. We've held here for a little while now. So I will keep all of you on top of what I do. I send this out in my newsletter. If you have not subscribed yet to my free newsletter, I don't know what you're waiting for. I put out all kinds of information there. If you don't believe me, ask people, okay, that you won't get here. Sometimes, you know, things pop into my head during the day and I'll just shoot it out in my newsletter. So do subscribe to my newsletter, please. There is a link in the description of this video. It's 100% free. And ask for anything for that. All right, people, that's it. This guy here loves you a lot. Please, again, ponder what I've spoken about here. I love reading the comments. Look, I learn a lot from you. Okay, you might believe you learn stuff from me, but I learn stuff from you too. So please post comments. What do you think about what I covered here? And we'll make some kind of sense of this freaking thing. All right. I will see all of you at the end of the day. I'm out of here.